Are you ready? Are you ready, Jack?
Ready?
You, you ready to rock and roll? All right. Here we are. We're live in Dallas. He's actually right next to me. He's right here. You just can't see him.
Um, yeah, no, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good.
Me too, man. It's been a fun day. We spent, some time talking and getting to know each other in the real world in this human form, the flesh. What'd you think of that place I took you, the micro center?
That was a pretty cool place, and I'm excited to try out the new equipment.
So yeah, now we're operating on the exact same PC.
You will be.
Yeah,
Um,
hopefully it goes good for you. Otherwise, I'm gonna be to blame, and that'll be sad.
no, there's no blame, none at all. I'm excited for it. Yeah, upgraded equipment. Hopefully, address some of the lags that I was experiencing in some of the previous streams. Maybe with that, I'll start exploring other things we can do in the streams too. You've shown me a couple of ideas already with the StreamYard. Um, Lots of things are spinning around in my head already.
That's good, man. People want to see that. People want to see the things spin around, and they want to see them, I guess, spin and turn into like a tornado that forms and is, set on the path, and then tears through the path, and then achieves the goal. And all the people who were doubters in the past, they'll just be sitting there looking like fools.
Well, and that's just it. That's what I'm honestly, that's what I'm counting on because I know the truth and I know the doubters and the haters have been wrong. And the main focus for me is the future. And what we're doing here is building the foundation for the future. As we get to know each other and we start figuring out our stride, ability to work together, this Live Without Fear message, since I invested in it, my plan has been worldwide. And my goals have been growing over the past years, and I'm ready to be taken seriously. So I really hope that's what we're doing. I really do.
Me too. What did you think today about the spot that we went to?
It was beautiful and interesting. I'm fascinated with every city. There's always history and different culture and different things. Like you mentioned, even I don't remember specifically, but you mentioned that there were things in around you that you didn't know they were until you found them, right? And every community has history. I found a lot of cool stuff when I was in Spokane, and I'm still trying to figure it out in Baltimore too. But today that was fun, getting to see some of the historical stuff, even
Mm-hmm.
though it was real brief and quick. Um, it was perfect.
Do you remember when I went to we went to that gas station and I got this iced tea?
Yeah.
I was drinking this earlier on a call, and somebody was screaming at me that I was drinking fast food soda and that I'm totally garbage. And I'm like, dude, you guys are just so silly. You think that even if I was, well, that's the best you got? Come on, get better, guys. I mean, if we're gonna live and be like living with love or living without fear, we can't be acting in like. I mean, I think hate is just another form of fear. It's a fear of something that someone else has that we don't, or a fear that we're gonna lose something that we have, or it's a fear of the unknown. It's a fear of what someone might take from us. So I think that fear manifests in many different ways, and I've really started to see that in this community. There's a sort of it's a really potent sort of I don't even know how to explain it, but it's a very unique um, communication of one's soul. I think would be how I explained it.
Well, in the bigger picture, I've come to accept that that's what this is. This is a spiritual experience. And every interaction with different people, whether it's online or in the physical reality, it's a special experience created for each of us. So what is the lesson? That's what I've been practicing for myself is in every day, every moment, there's experiences, and especially between different people. These experiences are going to bring us lessons or blessings. So, lessons are blessings when you can find them, but I've been learning a lot of lessons, and I'm tired of, I'm ready to break the patterns. I think you know that.
Hmm.
I'm ready to break these patterns for sure.
Yeah. I am triggered over tea. Thank you. It's the first time I've seen you, Tommy, in a while. So what do you feel like today? What do you feel the vibe is? Do you want to bring people in? Do you want to just keep it conversational? How are you feeling?
I'd actually love to talk more about the future
Sure.
because I haven't been able to get the viewers to interact with me and discuss the future, right? And that's all I care about. But there is no separating the past from the future, and I get that's why you were trying to understand, why you want to understand me more too, because the past is what brought us to here.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, here's my thing, dude. I started this channel looking for truth, obviously, and I just look for truth in everything I see. And it sucks because I do find I have a hard time with certain people because I maybe I'm too interested in the total picture of every piece of what's true and what's genuine, and I get caught up in that instead of thinking, okay, well, everyone's human, we should forgive them. That's what I think you can teach me, is that you've been forgiving of so many people, and even now, you still said today in my car that you're forgiving of Stephen no matter what happens, and that's, I mean, if you say you want to live like Jesus, I guess that's true. That's the way to do it. So more power to you.
Well, no, I'm not him though. That's the thing. I realize I'm not him. Um, if it was, it wouldn't be so challenging, I'd assume. The I am committed to that life though, to being forgiving, to being trusting. I am committed to living that way because I know in the end none of it matters. The only thing that matters is what we do. How we feel determines what we do. And if I don't feel good, I'm not going to do good. So I make sure I feel good every single day. That's actually a common practice I'm trying to communicate with others. Help yourself feel good so that others around you aren't miserable, right? It's that simple.
Yeah, well, so and just to kind of have some fun with it, just because obviously we did meet in the real world, which is kind of rare, and it was kind of like a little bit. It's always it never feels normal. You know what I mean? Meeting someone on the internet, it always feels like a little bit like, whoa, it's kind of like culture shock. So, what are some things that you feel like were, besides how amazingly tall I am? I'm already blushing.
Tall and fit. Yep.
I get that a lot, that people think I'm shorter than I am, but I've also just heard people say that on the internet, because I think that we always imagine people to be just like, I don't know, maybe we imagine everyone's the same height as us or something, and it's hard to gauge height in a sitting down form. You know what I mean? Or
Yes.
maybe we would imagine people who are very like cocky and very like, um, outgoing and very, you know what I mean, like a muscle bro sort of type. We'd imagine they might no, because they're usually short. I don't know what I'm saying.
Um, well, I don't know that anything. Yeah, you're amazing, right?
Oh, wow, that's very
You
nice.
were you were there, spot on. Greeted me, took me openly, and a stranger from online. Yeah, I get it. It is a little weird. Um, but this is what this life is. It's only weird because we've been taught that it's weird. That's what I think. Because people are people. And if you know who you are, you can associate with pretty much anyone. And that's how I feel I am, is that I don't know what that means.
Oh, they're just saying that because people were giving me a hard time that I for letting what was it for it doesn't matter, but I'm just trying to go through and let some people know I'm reading their stuff without interrupt. You don't have to read. I'm just trying
Sure.
to
Gotcha.
Because sometimes I forget.
Yeah.
Lumatomi's here too. Hi, Lumatomi. We love you. You're such a kind soul. Here we go. What's this? Thank you for your citizen patrol. I don't know what that means, but okay. Trexty's here. Hi, Trexty. Tracy. Tracy and Tracy, which isn't that crazy. They're two Tracys and they're both nice. I've always wondered, would I turn out differently if I had a different name? Have you ever thought that?
Yes.
I feel like it has like some sort of impact because I mean, it's got to in some way. I don't know, maybe not. I mean, I know it's obviously not everyone with the same name, but okay. So have you ever met somebody who like they have a name and it's like there's like a type? You know what I mean? Like, an example for me would be every Lisa I've met is like an older lady who's kind of rough around the edges and a little bit like, and maybe it's because it's a dated name they don't do it anymore, so they just trend toward that direction. But one thing I'll say about meeting Jack is that it is shocking how calm this person is. This is the most calm man I've ever met in my life. I mean, seriously, just like, oh, it is so different from the way I am because I don't know, I'm just a little bit, I don't know. I guess I'm all over the place. But so with him, I just kind of had to be like, all right, I got to chill out. And people might be wondering, well, why didn't you do the stream with the airport? I'm not the kind of guy who's going to be like, okay, first thing I do is put a camera in your face before I even meet you as a human. So that was my approach because I was thinking of doing that stream, and immediately when I saw him standing, because he's not wearing a big just fur coat and nice shoes and just sitting there like, yeah, I'm the man. He's just a normal dude at the airport, doing his thing. So it would have felt very strange for me to just immediately put the camera in his face, and it would have felt inauthentic. So that's why we decided to take a little bit of time to get each other to know. So we get to know each other on the real. But we did spend some time filming today. It was all offline because if obviously we can use it at a later date and it can be part of something bigger. Some people call it a documentary, and we have those goals. We want to build toward these goals because what for me is a lot of people talk about in life possessions, like material items versus events, right, or experiences. I think the people like me and Jack probably too. You can correct me if I'm wrong. We learn and we feel value in people and experiences more so than material items. Especially Jack, because he's able to live on very little. I'm a little bit concerned about him because he just lives on nuts and berries. He's truly a forager, and I was unable to provide any of those because I don't have any nuts or berries. Well, we have berries, but no nuts. Um, yeah, so I mean, this is cool. This is the things that you kind of oversee or you don't see when you're online. Is you don't see these little character traits. He was here when we had a little family meal, and he was able to see firsthand. Unfortunately, snafu, I'm not an incel. I do happen to have an offspring that you can make all the. I mean, I know what happens with that rabbit hole, right? You throw that out there, and it's like, oh, I bet he's not the dad, something like that. They always will find something. So, it's great because unfortunately, when she's upset, she looks just like me. But not when she's happy. Only when she's upset. But so her mom got the glory of being the one to be the happy face that she wears all the time. But yeah, she was super friendly to Jack. Super, Jack was very polite. Very respectful in my home, and yeah. So I mean, it's just here. What like people might expect us to be sitting here and hamming it up and doing. I don't know what you and Flow State did. I didn't really see too much of it, but just trying to I don't know if y'all made a bunch of money during a stream or something. But we're really just here to we're thinking long term, right? This is where the people get us. The people in control. They're always thinking about the big picture, and a lot of people who don't have as much, we think in the small scale. So I think when we're quick to rush into things, it's harder to get good results. So I think what we're doing here is building towards big things. And so long as me and you don't blow up, Jack, I think we're going to be good. Are you still there?
Oh, yeah, I was muted. The AC unit was
Okay,
a
I
little
just want
bit
to make
loud.
sure I didn't say anything.
No.
Crazy.
It's yes, thank you. And I'm bound and determined. I mean, I can't deny it. Jack has blown up on people. I got, well, my desperation, my frustration have come out in the past, and people use that to stay away. So I'm bound and determined to break these patterns. I told you that, and I'm committed to it. I'm heading back Friday. Don't judge me. So just a few days.
Yeah. So we got somebody who made a special appearance here. El Diablo in the chat. We'll not entertain him today. No need to.
No, it's
You
such a
know,
fascinating.
it is. It is. I would love to hear more about how you're feeling lately with forgiveness. And what we were talking about, one of the first things I said to Jack in the airport was, "Hey, look at all these people. Do you think if we ran into a Snafu here or a Steven or a Tommy, would any of them have the balls to say what they say to you online?" And we all know
Nope.
the answer is no. You never see that ever, literally ever. So everything that happens on here is just all for show, and it's sad because we could be doing so much more. And to be fair, Jack does have ideas that are big, but what can we do to get there? Well, we got to take certain steps towards something, right? And those steps have to be real. It can't just be, oh, I think that this is, one tiny small thing, and then that's going to get us to the finish line. No, we got to think into big combining puzzle pieces. So y'all, we can do this together if you really want to, or people talk about this loop, or we can stay in the loop if that's really what you want. But I don't know. I mean, I'm really learning a lot about humans. I think now more so than I ever used to, and I think that I'm willing to open it up if you want to. I mean, obviously this is a chance where we're here. I mean, we're not literally next to each other, but we're close, and we'll be together later on the day. And so, if people have any ideas, anything that they want to see us do, anything that we can include in our filming, I suggest offering it. And you'll be the judge of this, Jack. I'll give you the final word here on if you want to open it up or not.
Um, I'm open to it for that particular purpose. What do people want from us, right? Because we are committed to doing more, to doing more. So I'd love some input from people on what they would suggest. But truly, if we want to accomplish something, we can accomplish it. I want to accomplish getting Jack Talcott on some of the greater platforms with greater numbers, getting invited as a guest for the purpose of talking about the ideas of ending wars, bringing reforms. Because truly, if we can accomplish something like that, that documentary is making itself, right?
And see, when I see people who say this, it's all about Jack. It's genuinely not. If it was all about Jack, Jack would be up here asking for money every day. I'm not saying that he hasn't in the past, but I mean, everyone on this internet has, as far as I can tell. It's just one of those things where you see certain people who are really pushing it, really maximizing the amount of money they're asking for. We can look at the tapes, we can look at the records, we can see Jack had very little to live on, and then he was still able to not become a channel that is just paywalled, so to speak. You know what I mean? So I think that people who make that claim need to back it up because we can really see this behavior other places. I'm looking at you, Flow State. I'm looking at you, OTW. You know what I mean? Those people who you're going to do a live and then you're going to paywall it like 2 hours later. Do we see Jack doing that? No, we don't. So let's just be honest here. If we want to talk about truth, I mean, and I'm not trying to make drama out of this, but I do hate when I see the double standards. Sorry, I'll stop talking about other people now.
No, it's true though. I've been studying the people I've been experiencing. Online is an excellent place to study human behavior and to interact with people at a safe distance. So that's kind of why I've stepped in and played with the crazy ones, like Steven. Steven's clearly not right in the head. Snafu, Tommy, hell, even Paul, I don't think is right in the head. It's a lot of characters, and Flo and OTW, they know how to make money, but seriously, it's not about Jack. It's about the message of live without fear, the message of creating a better world for people. That's what I'm about.
Hey, thank you, Demon Slayer. I don't enable Steven, to be fair. Thank you for putting this, and shout out to this channel. This is a great channel. I didn't know you actually went on to streams, but yeah, no, there's a great. If you guys really want to know more about Steven, you can go ahead and find there's an info in the Demon Slayer bio that can tell you everything you need to know. And I won't say it here, but it's all out there. And this is the kind of thing where, for me, what worried, my wife getting into this was, hey, we don't want to put anyone at risk. And so when it comes down to certain types of people, we have to be very careful of how much time and energy we give them. And that's why, for me, I don't give them the time of day. So thank you, Demon Slayer. There's truth in that.
Well, I'd like to challenge that description that I'm enabling him. I mean, yes, I have enabled him to be present with me, but when he's behaved inappropriately with me, I have called him out. I have confronted him about his videos in the past. I didn't go supervise him or monitor him to see if he had actually stopped. I mean, I know that what he does reflects on his character. So, Demon Slayer, please don't tell you what, you're entitled to believe whatever you want. But if you can't see that I've been trying to confront that man I'm trying to make an influence in him. He's clearly a problem for people, clearly a problem for me. Sure, I guess I can shut the door and he can go find someone else to harass and attack, because that's what he's going to do. But I failed. I failed to change him. I failed to be a positive influence on him. So you're right. I've been enabling him. And I'll accept that. But it's ending. Right? Because you don't.
Yeah, I haven't really. Obviously yesterday was the one time, but I didn't really have the capability of kicking or muting anybody. So my hands were tied. So that's why I was able to come on and make a scene. But yeah, no, I do see what you're saying, Demon Slayer. I do appreciate it. But I see what you're saying too, Jack. Thank you. I guess I'll open it up. We know we're going to get Tommy first. And Tommy, all I ask of you is to speak like a human being, please. It's really not that hard. And please don't be washing your hands or like taking a shower or doing 7 things at once. Please just be engaged. If you really want to be here, that's all I ask of you. And if you think I'm going to mod God you, remember that. So here's your challenge. Anytime you want me to come on your show and give me a defined parameter to work around, like, hey, here's what we ask of you. Please just, for the sake of the broadcast, don't step outside of these lines. And this isn't me controlling you. This is me controlling my signal that I'm putting out to the world. So you have it all laid out for you. Let's see how you handle it, and let's see how this goes. So I'm dropping the link now.
Blessings.
Praise God.
Yep, that's it.
I'm standing by my word.
I'm going to ignore all of that because you...
All right, well, let's try that one more time. Why would that be what you want to start with, Tommy? Come on. All right. See, so he's going to say I kicked him. I backstaged him. But he's going to say I kicked him. So that's all I needed. You know what I mean? So that's fine. Let's see who else we can... and if nobody comes up, that's fine. You know what I mean? It's not a huge deal for us because we can hold our own. You know what I mean? We can hold... And this is what we were talking about today, how we want to expand beyond the panelverse. And that's something that I have already been trying to do in the background before me and Jack even started working together. And I have done it, honestly. It's just a matter of doing it again. I've had certain people who have come on. And Jack, this is where I'm hoping that me and you can maybe... it might be a little bit of a shift, and it doesn't have to be on your channel, but it could be over here. Either way, I don't mind. But what I'm getting at is that we present ourselves in a more presentable light. We bring on guests. We have discussions about the world, because that's what a lot of people want to see, and then that's how you network. And then we from that vantage point, we're more able to spread the message. And you can still spread your message in the conversation, but also they would ideally have something of unique insight that they would be wanting to talk to us about. So it's like we both share valuable knowledge together, that sort of thing.
That's it. That's what I love to see. Yeah.
Yeah. And I can go ahead and reach out to some of the ones who, like this guy, the first guy I ever brought on with the other guy. His name is Bill Doval. He sees things as they are. He does really good work. Really wholesome, meaningful work for a living, and he just has a ton of good insights. And he's a little bit older than I think he might be in his 70s, but he's super sharp, super smart. Great presence on the panel. I have another guy coming on who talks about privacy and stuff. And hey, how funny was that? That guy in line today who was giving me a hard time at the market or the mart. Remember? Because I was talking about Google and all this stuff. Yeah, dude. That guy was so like, I don't even think he heard what we were talking about, but he thought he knew. All right, Tommy, come on.
You don't act like a man that's searching for truth.
Okay, elaborate.
Well, I'm trying. You're coming in on a thing that's been going for a long time, and I can work with anything because Jack's showing us he's willing to keep you in the dark to keep a narrative in your mind and control you. I came up to talk to all channel hosts, friend and foe, because I've encountered a thing I've never seen before last night, where I have a strike now for a week to be off and no one saw what happened. No one knows why this stream got dropped and we can't figure it out. And that's dangerous.
I don't follow. Do you follow?
It's exactly what I said. Some guys came on that may or may not be known as porn bombers. They talk like somebody said they've been on Jack's panel as different names. They came up on my panel. They weren't causing any trouble. Are we here?
Yeah, we're here. I just want to make sure you said the P word. I'm making sure it doesn't happen again.
Why would it happen?
I don't know. You brought it up, so I just we're hanging out.
Okay,
we're all still here.
Who I am?
He doesn't. Tom doesn't do that.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough.
Oh no, thanks, Jack. I was only the panelverse fucking president. I was here for Steven and Jack and Polly Boy. I had faith.
What did you say, Jack?
I was going to point out Landry doesn't understand that Tom would host the P bombers. So I don't know. I don't think you knew that about him. I think that's what he was talking about.
Okay. Thank you, though. And see, I only muted you, Tommy, so I could properly understand what you're saying. I'm not trying to control you. I genuinely can't understand what is being said. That's all I tried to do was explain it to me. So I still don't really know if I got the full message there. So somebody P-bombed him, but they don't know who? Is that what it is?
I didn't get the story either. What I got is someone came to his panel and had alleged that they had been from my panel, and it was somehow associated with a P bomber. I think that's what he was saying, but I'm not sure. Okay?
That's so scary sounding, P bomber. It's like,
right.
Oh man. So yeah, I got a bunch of Tommy is hard to understand. I am being patient. That's the thing, but I am also trying, because I see a lot of people telling me to slow down, to enunciate. I'm trying to be conscientious of that. So I take that constructive criticism well, and I'm hoping to help to hold others to the same standard. I do need to slow down sometimes, and that's what I'm saying. We can be constructive here. That's the thing. Who is it? Tommy again? I can't see it. Sorry, 1 second. I'm pulling up a picture. Okay, who do we got? Oh, that's funny. Like, what do you think? What good would this bring? Do you think, Jack?
What's that?
Do you see who just jumped in? So you can't see? It's King Stevens in the back.
I honestly don't see much value, but it's up to you. I mean, Steven knows he knows I'm easily reached. If he wants to resolve things between us, he knows I'm confident he can figure out how to reach me and speak with me politely, but this is your home, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, literally. It is. That's the thing. And, here, what's funny is that with Steven, yesterday he showed, the same thing that's probably going to happen here. And let's see what's in the private chat. I'll keep speaking more about you. That's fine. It's been serving me well, Steven. Yeah, and like I said, y'all can go ahead and find out. I mean, nobody needs really explanations here. We know that he uses. I actually had a whole stream about it where I talked about sock puppet accounts, and how, you know, a lot of the time it might feel like there's all this hate in one certain spot, but when you really look at it and you fine tune the details, you see it's actually just one source of hate. And it was just crazy because the amount of commitment to put that much effort into being a hateful human is insane. So, but everything is inverted in this place, but it's especially inverted in the world of King Stephen, right? Everyone's a demon because, you know, there's something that feels demonic inside of him. There's everybody's lying, everybody's doing this and everybody's doing that. And no, I mean, here's the thing, dude. You have shown to be dangerous, and I believe that it would be against everyone's best judgment for you to be brought back in here. So I apologize. Who's Noah?
I believe that's safe, but I'm not certain.
I can't really tell from that video. What is going on there? I'll try it, but
There you go.
sorry, just to be sure. Hello?
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
Cool. Who are you?
No, my name is Noah. I was calling to say, Jack, have a great time in Texas, and I wanted to see you go ride a mechanical bull. You might have to go into a bar just to have a drink.
We can do that.
I don't know what else there is to. Are you in Dallas or?
Yeah, sir. We're in Dallas right now. Yes.
All right. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with Dallas, so.
Mechanic. Sorry, what was that?
I want you guys to have a great time and keep spreading the love, and I appreciate your work.
Thank you. Thank you sincerely, Noah. I appreciate that. And Jack on a mechanical bull, that could be something entertaining. No doubt about that. But
yeah, I don't know how much you would. I don't know if we actually approached you with that offline. If you'd say that you were down for it, though.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I'd probably blow it off real quick. Now that you mention it, you're right. Yeah.
It's a little bit harder than you guys might think to get him to do some of this stuff. You know, he's got a pretty good thing when he gets in front of the camera and he rolls with it, but in real life he's pretty timid. He's a little bit shy.
I am. This online is really, I had to step out of my comfort zone a lot to do this. But I'm getting more comfortable in who I am. And that's what I hope to help others do too. I hope others can find more comfort in being who they are, because that's the only way we think clearly, is when we feel comfort.
It's true. Yeah. It's an interesting thing. So, you know, I was going to pull these up real quick while we're hold on one second. While we are discussing this beautiful day that we just had. So we have this one. It was great, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was a great photo right there. We have this one. Wait, hold on. You can't see it. How do I? Here we go. Let's remove that.
Still have that one up.
Get back to this one. We're gonna go here. Remove. And sorry, I didn't mean to put that one up. So yeah, he ran. This is my favorite one right here.
That is a good one.
This is the best one. So yeah, dude. So I mean, and here's the thing. I was watching some of the OTW panel earlier, and yeah, it was explosive and it was exciting, and it was I mean, not exciting isn't the right word, but yeah, a little bit. You know what I mean? And it was crazy, and there was drama, and there was madness, and I know that's what people want here. But the big challenge here is what we have to do is we have to find ways of providing entertainment, and that would be a shift. And I know it's not what people want to see. Sometimes they say that, but so what could we do, Jack, to bring more value to this broadcast besides what we've already mentioned? You know, just in the sake of providing an entertainment angle to it, something new, something fresh. You know, I do a lot of different stuff over on my thing that, you know, probably wouldn't be suited over here, but just things that would be unique.
Well, I'd really like to have some refined content coming out. You know what I mean? I don't know if scripted messages is the right way, but some pointed messages, because there's so many. I know that when I do my live streams and I talk about the topics I do, I overwhelm people. I talk about too many things, and I don't unpack some of the ideas clear enough, I think. Part of the reason I do that, though, it's my path. I use the live stream, honestly, to document and record my development. And so I bring forth a lot of the freshest ideas, a lot of the freshest inspirations. Like
Yeah.
I got a page of notes I had yesterday, but we didn't do a stream yesterday, so
Yeah, you can go for it, man. You can, if you know, this is essentially your show. I mean, it's over like on both channels, but I mean, this is your moment, you know. So feel free to read whatever you like.
well, it's just kind of the basic stuff. How to find peace and comfort in yourself. The idea I wrote down, I don't think I talked about these. Practicing the reset, practicing to let it go, practicing to surrender, practicing to be, just to be as you are. That's the practice that I've been doing day after day after day. That's why I get up each day and I'm kind of fresh start. I practice reset, and I reset quickly. Even when I get angry, there's plenty of record of that. I get angry and I reset quickly.
Sure. Yeah. It's true. It's very true. So I mean, something we could do. I guess we could show some, like, if you want to, we can show some behind the scenes footage of some of today.
Yeah.
No, you don't want to do it. You want to save it for later.
Yeah, I don't feel like it, but it's up to you, man.
No, it's your call, man. I mean, I'm honestly here. This is a totally different scenario than if it was me and you know, my own show. I'm just trying to serve your best interest, and you know, if you want to keep it short and kind of keep people wanting more, I mean, we can do that too.
I would ask, can we bring up the starred comments? I did receive a couple contributions over on my side.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm not really seeing. Okay, so what was it, like super chats?
Yeah, the super chats.
They don't pop up over here as far as I can see. Are they
In
starred?
the
Oh, they're starred. Okay,
under
I
the
see.
starred,
Yeah. So sorry
yeah.
about that. I didn't see those.
Yeah, I saw it earlier. Lawyer Chick, blessings. Thank you for that. Welcome to the Talcott YouTube ministry. And then Angela Baby Carson, 796. Do more shout outs at the chat. And as she mentioned also, she's trying to grow so that she can help support the animals she rescues.
What is it? It's a channel.
Angela Baby Carson, yes.
I'll look it up. I'll pull it up real quick. Yeah, dude. I want to say thank you to everyone. You know, all the people that have been supporting us and supporting the other MMLA channel, just because it's like been really cool just to get, you know, over the hump of 2,500, and it's not like it's as active as Jack's would be, but it's still cool. And if they're dead subs, I mean, they weren't. At least they're not, you know, bots. You know what I mean? They're just old school. Angela Baby Carson. But yeah, it's been great for just it's been a great week for everyone, and we want to keep it cool. We want to keep everything happy and fun and chill. I think that there's a ton of opportunities in the future, and I know it sounds like vague and sounds like the same old, but we bought some equipment for, I took him to the store and he paid for his own equipment, and maybe even you'll get a green screen sometime, you know, depending on how much you are interested in that.
I think that's one of my next steps when I get back, is I'm going to see what's available as far as that, because seeing your setup helped me get some ideas for myself too. I appreciate it.
Even though it's super, super ghetto.
Hey, it works. The function is what matters.
Yeah.
And it looks great.
Yeah, it's very crazy how it's like, because you could tell everything else was super neat and organized. I didn't have anything to do with anything else, just this part. This was me. I literally was just like, okay, I'm not buying a desk. I just bought a computer. What can I do? And I was like, okay, dresser, coming out here. Okay, TV stand, you're coming out here. Okay, what is it? The notebook, my mouse pad is the, I don't even know where this notebook came from. Like maybe like many years ago.
Right.
I was like, is there anything in this? Nope. Wait, hold on. There's one page. It's 2 phone numbers. Ooh, okay, interesting. I wonder who those would call. Yeah. So little things can go a long way. We were talking about how we both don't use Amazon. That's something that we have in common, even though everyone tells us to. Every time you ask anyone, you remember when you ask somebody about advice for where to get something, oh, just go on Amazon. It's just like for everything. That's not we all know that Amazon exists. Why would we like go there, or how would we not know? Like, oh, where can we get this? Oh, there's Amazon. Oh, I didn't think of that. Oh man. Oh shit. Oh sorry, I don't mean to cuss. Oh crap, I forgot to pin the link. Can we get some people up here who don't normally come up here, or anyone? I mean, I don't really care. Tommy, if you want to come back, but just some people. We want to hear from you. You know what I mean? We want to hear from the people. This is and people know that if they can't stir up drama, they're like, well, I can go call into another show where I can. So that's my disadvantage here.
That kind of seems to be, the way it works.
Yeah, this is a shout out to SNL. Such a good supporter, such a good, kind words. I feel like she sees the truth in everything. She sees past the drama. And Special K, I have not seen you as much as some of the others, but you seem to be. Yep, here's another one. Don't care for the drama. Great, this is awesome. You know what I mean? We're seeing some love here.
Absolutely.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Oh, Jack has always been one of the kindest men ever. Yeah, he's not like. He's not mean on his own volition. He doesn't come into things with a. I mean, like I said, his biggest flaw is that he's too calm. I feel like if there was like an earthquake, he would probably be like, "All right, we just gotta get out of the house, and then we'll go ahead and get out of there." And then he would maybe the roof would cave in because he was too calm getting out.
That's possible, but I wasn't always like this. I used to be so uptight, so nervous, so insecure. This online stuff has helped me grow, but I was on a path of growth. And so being on a path of growth, and that's what I'd love to encourage more people to do, is just if everyone would just accept where they are and say, okay, it's time to do better. Guess what? The world starts getting better just like that. And
Absolutely.
the more people who try, the more common it is. And the more common it is, it's easier. Imagine if everybody just had a mindset of growth and productivity, right?
So is Gothcott? Is that what's his name?
I can't remember who that is. That might be Steven.
Okay, figured. Yeah, he's already saying stuff in the back. It sounds like Steven. Yeah, I mean, I should, something that I could get better at is I should be praying for some of these people, because I find it hard to pray for certain people if they come across as unkind or unlikable or deceitful. So maybe I should be better at that. Maybe we just all need to pray for some of these people, because I don't know, maybe that would help, because I do usually pray selfishly, and I pray for myself, and maybe that's something I can improve.
Yeah. With actually Trexty, she's helped me grow in that area. Her level of compassion is just amazing to me. And she's reminded me that what we're dealing with in these panels is a lot of wounded people. And wounded men, man, they act irrationally. Wounded women as well, but we see more wounded men on here than we do women, I think.
100%. Absolutely. It's true.
Yeah.
All right. So I see what's happening there right now. There's like a big, there's a ton of people. A ton of the usual suspects are over in OTW's thing. So that's probably, what's, oh, who's this? You demonic freak. Do you think, oh, that's me. All right. That's cool. He's obsessed with me now. You know what I'm saying? He's going to say, I'm obsessed with him, but he's just making all these videos and making all these. So are you familiar with the term, sock puppet account?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, and so we clearly see a ton of that in this space, which is an extreme dedication to this sort of behavior where you want to put that much time and effort into this stuff, and it's as long as we sit here and me and you remain calm, and we don't react, it's gonna make them go crazy. You know what I mean? That's what they can't stand. Is they can't stand. They need a reaction. So this is the most powerful thing I think right here.
Mm-hmm.
Any comments on this one?
No comments on that one. That is the truth. Wounded men do the most harm in the world. I see Donald Trump as a wounded man. He's a man who needs some help. He does not know what he's doing. And the people around him don't understand that he's out of control. They think he's the king.
He is the king of his own castle. You know what I mean? But he's
we
got his
live-
handlers. So we all have our people who. I don't know. Go ahead.
Well, you're right. He has those handlers, and he thinks he's receiving good advice. He thinks he's going the right direction, but the advice he's receiving are people who have bought into the lies. We have an entire society that enables oppression. We've got to do something. I mean, I'm trying to do something. And the fact that people want to oppose me and bet against me so much, to me, that just shows how short-sighted and ignorant the human species has become. And I tell you what, all these haters and naysayers, they can keep watching as the world changes.
Hi, Lindsay.
Hi. I can't see myself on there or see how my mic is or anything. So is everything clear?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I know.
Yeah.
I've had
You sound good.
some troubles. I had this kind of corny, obtuse question on my mind, and it seems like since there's not a lot of people here, it would be a good time to ask it. It's not one of my better questions, but I'm wondering sincerely how you would answer it, Jack. I was thinking about the cost of war and how profitable it is. It's one of the most, if not the most profitable things in this world. There's lots of money to be made from the atrocities of it all. And in light of that, I was thinking about the butterfly effect and how things like the rippling effect and how everything you do, whether negative or positive, has an effect on something or someone else. So I'm wondering, what would you say is the spiritual or lasting effect of war?
You want to go first? Jack?
The lasting effect of war is utter destruction.
Spiritual wise.
Yeah. It's utter destruction in all ways. We've been taught, and there's evidence that shows war is very profitable. We need to ask at what cost, and that's what you're doing, right? What is the cost in exchange for the profits? The profits are going to a few, and the destruction is going to everybody, because even those in America who see the war, we see the news, we see the starving children, we see all of the horrors in this world. And subconsciously or consciously, we tell ourselves, there's nothing I can do. And then as more and more people tell themselves, there's nothing I can do about this real world atrocity that I see, well, then we start living in these fantasies, because we can do something. I believe we must do something.
I'm trying to get a specific answer from an obtuse question. For example, in general, war has these certain effects. Specifically and concretely, how does war leave a lasting effect spiritually? Is it because, like, for example, does it create or support atheism? Or what specifically does it do spiritually that is passed on from generations afterwards?
Do you want me to take any shots of this, or you just want to hear what Jack says, or how do you
Please.
feel?
Both of you.
Yeah, no, I mean that's a good point about atheism. I mean, and that's the biggest issue is so, and this is my issue with karma. When people talk about karma, we think about how things in this life are more unfair in certain situations. So, say you're in a place where you're praying and you don't really feel like you're getting a fair shot. A lot of the time, and this has happened to me, where I've been in extreme pain, misery, and unable to even live my day-to-day life, and never could find any answers from the doctors. And this kind of spiritually broke me in a way, and I've kind of been having to build back to pieces from this. And still to this day, I'm working on it. But with the case of war, I mean, so what you're doing is you're creating because what you have to be in a war, you have to be put through the system, broken down, beaten up, and made into like a mold of a person who's going to obey. That's bottom line. A lot of military people, they act really tough, and they are, to be fair, they've been through a lot of tough stuff, and they can really hold their own, and they have, a ton of balls, because I mean, they're really put to the test there sometimes, and they have to be beyond the limits of what a normal human can achieve, just by the nature of what war training is like. But as far as what they go out into to do into the world, they're breaking other people. Their humanization is removed. They're dehumanizing others. They're taught to look at people in a way that is, those people aren't like us. Those aren't humans. Those are inhumane creatures compared to who we are as white people in America, or this country versus that country. So this is going to create an exponential growth of people who feel like they're on the receiving end of something that is unfair and unjust. Because to be fair, they are
But you
clearly.
are. We all
Yeah,
are. Right.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. So it
So
is.
wouldn't it wake you up to the truth?
What is the truth?
The truth is life is not fair. Things are not kind. You are often used as fodder in a war to as a means to an end, and that you are no individual sparkling star. You are part of a group of people performing a function.
You're talking about
Now,
this
if
is
that,
the war scenario, or everyone?
well, a war scenario or any kind of scenario where you're kind of working for the man, so to speak, or having a life where things are repeated and you're being used as a means to an end, the old cog in the wheel kind of thing.
Sure, yeah. No, but what I think is another thing that people do in many other countries is they learn to see themselves as just a part of a cycle that's repeating on and off for eternity, where there's good and there's bad. And this is the idea of karma. And this is what the Wheel of Fortune was as the original concept for the tarot card, the Wheel of Fortune. It was I am becoming something great. I am falling off of my, my pedestal, so to speak. I'm trying to rise back up, and it's like that whole cycle just repeats on and off throughout our lifetimes and throughout the evolution of humanity over time. It's like I'm not sure about you guys, but do you feel like you always have good times and it's always just maintaining? No, there's good times, there's bad times. Often the worse the bad times, the better the good. Some people get the short end of the stick, and that's a spiritual karmic sort of outside of this realm of understanding that we can't really explain, but I do think it is in its own way complete, because it has to be. What do you think, Jack?
I'm confident that everything is perfect despite the appearances. That question of the longer term effect, if you simplify the ideas of God being love, the love that reveals the truth, well, the first casualty of war is the truth. The rest are mostly civilians. So human beings are being killed. What's that?
I thought, oh, it's kind of rude to interrupt you, so I'm just going to let you finish it, then I'll say.
Please, go ahead.
I thought it kind of highlights the truth, that people really aren't nice, that life isn't really fair, that there's no permanent good and no permanent bad, that people have questions whether they're atheists or not, or their lives are good or not, or they're Paris Hilton or somebody in, doing their time in Auschwitz. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's all part of the vicissitudes of life, no matter who you are. And so I think with that horror comes a truth. So I was just kind of thinking the opposite, but then isn't it ironic that truth is something that can push you further away from God? Isn't a truth supposed to put you closer to a God?
Yes. So there's another push that's necessary. Okay, because identifying the world as real, that yes, this world is unfair, it is unjust, there is pain, there is suffering, that's all a part of it, but it's not the totality of it. Behind the pain, behind the suffering, there is so much beauty, so much diversity, so much creativity, so much passion found in life, right? So the story of Jesus, the character of Jesus dying on the cross, offering forgiveness to those who were foolish, that's the example for us to follow, to recognize, yep, sometimes life sucks. But just because life sucks doesn't mean I have to feel bad. I can
Right.
feel pain and still be fine.
You
I
can
can
be an
feel,
atheist or an agnostic and still be fine and feel joy and have morals too.
okay.
So would you rather, it's just argument for argument's sake, would you rather, it's choice really. An attitude that really has nothing to do with a God. I'm not trying to prove or disprove a God. I guess I'm more likely trying to understand why it's necessary to have these beliefs and this God in your life when you can attain the same thing, perhaps
Mhm.
even a more accurate representation of reality.
Nope.
No?
Nope. I disagree. From my personal experience, I disagree. God is the truth. The truth is God. You're right. We can have, an atheist can have a healthy relationship with life, but not if they're a liar, not if they're a deceiver, not if they don't walk with goodness and righteousness.
Christians
But
do the same thing.
well, there's a lot of hypocrite Christians. They're Christians by title. They
Yeah.
self-claimed, just like people self-claim all sorts of identities. Just because they say something doesn't mean it's true. For me, a true Christian is one who follows Christ, Christ being the messenger of love, the man of peace, one who brings forgiveness and mercy and compassion even to those who don't deserve it. To those who are unworthy, God gives grace. That's me.
But you're not supposed to question it. You're just supposed to say it's in his hands, right? You're supposed to say there's no particular reason that I should question that maybe this child over here was killed by a parent, an abusive parent, or essayed or something horrible like that, versus saving the life of a guy who chose to do drugs all his life and he's been brought back to life with some kind of medication or something 5 times from an overdose. We're not supposed to question why one life is blessed, so to speak, and why one that seems more pure and innocent is taken. You gotta wonder this stuff, you know. But I think I'm getting distracted. I'm gonna hop down. Apparently, there's other people that want to say something in chat or something.
Well, nobody's up here, but yeah, y'all come up here. I pinned it. I guess I can pin it in yours too.
It says the real chat disruptions are.
Oh, I
Mostly
didn't mean to.
camera
Sorry, I always
people.
forget to leave it up there. I'm sorry. That's not. I'm not trying to leave it up there. Hank. Okay, is this really Hank? You think so? Hey, Hank. How you doing, buddy? Sorry, I got to be extra careful around here.
I understand.
Welcome.
So, yeah, the funny thing about the Bible is that everyone just picks and chooses their favorite parts because it's so big. So I could see how someone like Tommy can come to his conclusion because he only reads just like a couple chapters at tops.
Say that again.
Tommy picks and chooses his favorite parts of the Bible, even though he doesn't reference anything. But I could see how he can come to the conclusion. He just listens to through a filter of his little priest instead of actually open up and get the further context.
If there's this God up here as great as everybody says there is, assuming there is, then why would he say, Tommy, you're going to hell because you believed in and practiced 3/4 of the Bible, but the other 1/4 you left
Well,
out?
this is religion. This is not what we where we I don't think me and Jack claim to be religious, so this isn't really our.
Yeah, I'm religious.
You are religious. Okay, I see. I see.
Doesn't everybody cherry pick to an extent?
Yeah, well, we can't absorb the whole thing, so we have to cherry pick. Otherwise, we'll just kind of explode or something.
I think that's, I mean, while there's truth in that, not everybody does that. There are many people who live with the experience that's confirmed in the Bible. I happen to be one of them. There are many like me, just not in this panel verse idiocy. They're smarter than me.
Okay, so I have a question. How would I be able to know that? How can I verify your claim that you just got the full experience of the Bible?
Why don't you try and learn from me so you can experience it? Now, we've spent time trying to learn what I'm talking about as far as ending wars and ending secrets, and that hasn't worked very well. So Landry, this is actually something I could use some support with. I've never successfully done it, but there's many people who do like guided meditations, guided talks, bringing in an experience that other people can share. And that's what I really hope to do, because if someone can experience this nectar and bliss of love, they can do it for themselves.
Yes,
this is what I did.
But Jack, you're talking to your one co-host that actually did a guided meditation on your show. So you're preaching to a choir now, but also dodging the question.
I'm not dodging it. Sorry you feel that way.
All right, well, I'm sorry you feel that you answered the question when you didn't.
So, Hank, despite your example of doing a guided meditation, the ones that I'm talking about, the ones that are in my head, are a little bit different than what you did. Okay? And what I'm trying to replicate is the experience that I had that was truly profound. If I can do it even to a small degree, other people will understand what the direction and what we're looking for. But the reality is, to walk like Jesus, to walk as a Buddha, it is the most simplest path to choose. It's the way, it's the truth. It's how life was created, to be with love. Always, despite the unfairness of the world, despite our darkness, and despite our opinions, we have the power. Should we find the strength, we have the power and the will that can push us beyond that, so that nothing in the world can matter. And Lindsay, this is the lesson. Nothing matters. In the end, the only thing that matters is love. Love is beyond time. It's beyond space. Love matters above all else. And if we can't treat each other with love, then we miss the point. And for every Christian who's walking around on their high horse of judgment, condemning others because they don't worship like they worship, well, they're missing the point.
Absolutely. I see something on the chat saying that they want to pull up your motivation. This is your human design. JSOS, if you, I know you don't call into shows, but maybe you want to take a special treat here to briefly call in if you're available. We would love to hear your opinion, because she's done a lot of research into you over the past few days, from what I understand. But I can pull it up real quick. But y'all guys go ahead and talk while I do that.
I would love to hear her opinion.
Absolutely. This human design, I don't know much about it. I am very interested in it, but we live in this time of technology and communication. There is so many answers. There's so many places for us to look beyond just the opinions of people that we run into. This human design, I've had a lot of people talking about the benefits of it. And I've started finding the benefits of like astrology and all these other, the personality profiles. There's so many ways to learn about who we are. And if we can know who we are, know our strengths, know our weaknesses with a little more clarity, then it makes walking with peace and with love so much easier. I didn't know how to love until I started loving myself. And I didn't start loving myself until I started worshiping the truth.
Hank?
Any
Um,
thoughts?
on that, not really, nothing yet. Continue.
How are you doing, Landry? You pulling that up?
Yeah, she's in the Telegram chat. She's sending it to me
Oh,
right now. Yeah, she did a lot of stuff on it, and hopefully she gets it to me. She should be quick here. But okay, so I have this thing. If you want me to share this in the meantime, I can work. I can work with what this is, the whole kind of overview that I was sent. This is not just you. This is everyone. So this is a comprehensive guide. I'll feel free to share this with anybody who wants to reach out on, Telegram or wherever you find me at.
I know your Discord ID. I'm gonna ask you in Discord. I'll send.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you got it. And this is the kind of stuff. Honestly, I love doing it. I love anything like this, anything astrology, anything personality. Well, not everything personality. Like there's some I think are kind of stupid, to be fair.
Yeah, like OPS. That's kind
What
of
is that?
stupid. Oh, it's kind of stupid. So it's like an extension of MBTI, but it has so many coins, it doesn't define them all, and it's too hard to actually implement. They don't even have a book yet. So that's why I don't recommend, but I will recommend Gifts Differing by Myers and Briggs for sure. That's my go-to when trying to figure out someone's behavior patterns.
I haven't looked too much into that yet myself, but maybe
We'll
I need to.
book trade.
So this is the essential like overview of some of the main. So this is like the big zoom out version. So we're starting with this, and then so she's got your chart in the back. Cool, we got everything we need. Okay, so here's what we got. So this is like essentially the percentages that we see here. So it's kind of crazy how unbalanced they are. So most people are generators, right? Most like 666% are generators. So you can see if I'm trying to make it bigger, but I don't think it can. But so essentially we see. Sorry, she's leaving, and she wanted to make sure she wasn't going to get in the camera view. But I'm like, yeah, I have it in my other house, my fake house, my green screen house. So we see the generator, projector, manifestor, reflector. I'm a generator, and I can look at your chart, Jack. It looks like you are a. Okay, Phyllis doesn't even tell me, but Jesus, call in. She's so smart, dude. She's like too smart for panels, I think, because we talked on the phone, on Telegram, like privately, and she was just. It was insane, dude. She has a crazy story. She's from New Zealand. So there's really great people out there, but y'all don't realize that this panelverse is just like it's its own little toxic. It just feeds off each other. It's like a toxic monster that just keeps growing new heads. But there's real humans out there, and Hank, I think I think you're real. I think you're genuine, and I appreciate you. And Lindsay, I haven't talked to you too much, but thanks for at least being civil. You know what I mean? Even if we disagree here, I appreciate that. Sorry, I'm just trying to kill time. Like, okay.
Yeah, I'm borderline getting too smart for the panelverse too. But I was here trying to learn mind control, and it just what I learned is that your best chance is just doing shit tests and just screening out the people that doesn't measure up. That's pretty much the only thing I learned.
See, this is the exact situation where I would want to use the and this is my favorite tool that I've made so far is the text enlarger. It's a huge help for these streams where everyone always says, "Oh my god, I can't read what that says." Please, fix that. So let me pull that up real quick. Stream text enlarger. Here we go. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take what we were just reading over here in this little tab. It's so small, but we're gonna make it nice and big. And it's just a fun little way to, this is what I'm saying. We got to make little improvements while we can. So you see it here. Is that clear? Can we see
Well,
this?
you don't have the screen shared again, so you need to reshare that. Then I can tell
Thank you. All right, so we see this nice big large text. We can make it fun. We can make it rainbow. What do y'all think? What color are we feeling? We feeling hot pink, rainbow?
Hot pink.
Hot pink. All right, hot pink. You got it.
There we go.
You can change the background. Oh, that's not very good. Oh, that's horrible.
That's good enough.
It's good enough, but it's a little too big, right? So we'll keep it like I like this font. So yeah, you want to read it for us, Hank?
Yes. In 2,000 years, after 13 in 2000, after 13 years of introducing the human design system, it was time to focus on international standards for education. The first step was to respect the needs of the student. When I returned to Europe in 2000, I began immediately to work on this edition of the Vavitching with Eric Memmert.
Okay, so this essentially just shows kind of the backstory of where it comes from. But when we look at these over here, there's a ton of different aspects. I mean, it's like, for me, it's like even more deep than astrology. So I can come on. Okay, so she said she can come on. She's willing to come on in 20 minutes. I think it's worth waiting for. And I know the energy. I don't know how you're feeling, Jack. You're welcome to, if you need to take a breather or anything. I'll be here and I'll keep the show flowing. Anything that you need, just let me know, or how you're feeling.
I'm good.
Okay, sorry, just want to check in. Check in. Anything that you think we should do, Hank, while he's here? Any fun ideas?
Not right now. We just go through the book a little bit more.
Oh, I meant while he's in Dallas.
While he's in Dallas. Oh, you should get ice cream. Well, he doesn't like. Jack, do you eat ice cream?
He doesn't eat.
Okay, never mind.
Anything?
Not a lot. Dairy-free ice cream, but that's a hard find sometimes.
So here's what I want to start with, and I have this. It's not going to be on screen. But
Sorbet doesn't have dairy.
It's true. That's true. Okay, so for Jack Telka, I'm going to read this to y'all. It's not on screen, but just bear with me here. So, innocence. So he has an innocence motivation. Innocence corresponds to the desire to experience life without predefined expectations or goals. This motivation is characterized by a natural curiosity and openness to explore the present moment without judgment or attachment. Individuals with innocence as their motivation are often more interested in simply being present and aware in each moment rather than pursuing specific objectives or ambitions. They may have talent for being objective observers, not easily swayed by their own biases or external influences. So what we see here is it's kind of conflicting, but I do see truth in both sides, where we see sometimes Jack has such broad goals that they're harder to pinpoint, but there's also the side of him where we see he does try to exist and be more aware and more in the moment and living in the present. What would you think about that, Jack?
Yes, it sounds right.
Okay, so then we also see, however, this lack of agenda and detachment from outcomes might not make them the most suitable candidate for leadership positions. Ooh, this might be a bit controversial. Like I said, I didn't write this. Their strength lies in their ability to see things as they truly are without being caught up in the need to control or manipulate circumstances. This can provide valuable insight and perspective, but it may not always translate into proactive decision-making or the ability to drive a team towards a common goal. So your desire, while possessing a strong desire to lead and drive changes can be commendable, the passion may manifest itself negatively if it becomes excessive or overly aggressive. In your pursuit of leadership and your eagerness to ensure the success of your team or cause, you may resort to employing high-pressure tactics. This approach can potentially alienate colleagues, compromise your integrity, and ultimately hinder the realization of your goal to make a positive impact in the world. I feel like I'm going to get fired for even reading that.
No,
okay.
It's pretty accurate. I can be too wishy-washy sometimes. I count on people to bring themselves. And then at the same time, I can be kind of overpowering, come across a bit like a dick. So I get that.
Desire is his I don't know what that means, JSauce. And this didn't make any sense to me whenever she was reading it in the chat, but until we talked like one-on-one, because it's so deep. And so, Hank, if y'all can, I actually have this app on my phone. If y'all can fill some air, do you have all your birth information, Hank?
Oh, absolutely. I even have my resting chart, so I'll go ahead and PM you that. You can derive whatever you need from that, I think. So let me go and send that to you on Discord.
Thank you. And we'll get it back to, we'll get a huge comprehensive analysis. And what I'm going to do, to be honest with you, because she's a great talker. I mean, honestly, she should have a show. Honestly, of all the panel people I've seen, this girl deserves, this lady, this woman, she deserves a show more than any of us. You guys will see here in a second. So you're going to love it, Jack, and I'm probably going to be pretty in the background until, maybe shoot me a text message if you need to wrap up or anything like that. But I'm still here now. But when she gets in, I'm just going to kind of let her take over because she's really got a lot of insight.
Yeah, so I'm going to send you that rest assured, I'll also send my last MBTI and Enneagram I did, so we can cross reference the information.
And I want to revisit Hank. So you are confirmed. You have autism,
Yes, I am confirmed as an autist.
and me, I'm also confirmed as one. Is that correct?
I don't know if you are confirmed autist.
No, I'm not, but they say that I am.
Well, they don't have the credentials to, so I don't trust what they say.
It's
And
true.
honestly, I don't really trust what the shrink says either. But at least they had a credential, so it's technically correct according to our current society.
Sure. So on the files you sent me, I don't see any.
Are you Marmon lost again on Discord?
Yeah, I see files. I just don't see any times or dates or anything like that.
Oh, so the Western shirt has what's it called? Where it's
Sorry,
I thought the
Jack.
date was at the chart at the top. Maybe I swear I did. The date was at the top. Let me keep scrolling.
All right, yeah, I'll keep going. But yeah, this is a ton of stuff that I don't really understand myself yet, so it's hard for me to speak on it. However, I was offered some very valuable insights here because some things that were told to me was
It's in the metadata. Okay, I see it. It's in the metadata of the thing. So Flamo then has it had the dates in the dates in the file name. Go 91, 14, 12. Then I don't know where the 20 comes from. But
come on the panel if that's true. Cult of culture.
Yeah, so
You don't have to screen share. That's fine. I can do that if you need me to. Or I mean, honestly, dude, like I didn't even need to see it. You have a very good speaking voice, Chase Sauce. So you're more than you're more than able to come up here and just use your same thing you did with me. It would be very helpful.
It's better than mine.
Yeah. No, I mean you don't even know yet. She could be crazy.
I like them crazy.
I bet you do, Hank. I bet you do.
But yeah, the information looked for was in the metadata, and I figured out where that 20 was coming from. It was just fulfilling that empty character or something. So you just cut. So in the Discord, just cut. You could derive the date from the date literally in the name. So.
Hold on, I'm so confused. Should I screen share so you can walk me through this?
Screen share me or
No, I'm not really sure. So you can't just like type it out like this time, this day, this place.
I'll just what is it called? Yeah, I'll just type it out.
Yeah, that would be the easy way to do it. Man, it is hot in here. Whew. Sorry guys, I know this is a very low energy show. I save my high energy shows for the late night.
Tell them to deal with it. We're doing our thing. You can watch it or not.
That's true. Amen. Amen, brother. Shout out to I'm trying to remember his Cash App. Live Without Fear Cash App. Yeah. I wish I had links, but I have so many things open right now.
No worries.
Okay.
But he's not here for the money. He's here for legacy.
That's right. Once we create legacy and impact, the funds will flow in. That's how it works.
Not necessarily, but the legacy is more important than the money.
Fair enough.
I knew you'd be tired.
Jet lag.
Travel does kind of affect people.
Thank you, NG. I know you said to call you SNL, but for me, I always want to say NGS. Maybe it's my tism.
All right, that's what I was looking for. There you go. So it's also sent you.
Okay. Oh, here we go. Cool. Fun. All right. 1 second. Hank, tell me where are you from, Hank?
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
You live there still now?
Yep. I was born in McGee Hospital. This literally half of us was born there. Yeah, McGee
Beautiful.
Women's Hospital. So that like half of us were born there.
So you guys aren't too far from each other, right? That'd be like pretty close.
From Jack now, we're kind of a couple hours away. Wait, no, we're kind of like I think like 3 hours away from Jack, where he is living now. Much closer than he used to, which is like 40 hours away. I don't know how by car. I don't remember how far Spokane was from me, but I never took the trip.
If you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go, Hank?
I don't know yet. I'm still trying to figure that out. I'll get back to you.
Do you know what time zone Pittsburgh is? Is that Eastern?
Eastern Standard Time or Eastern Daylight Time, depending on the time of year. So Eastern Time.
Thank you. So from what I can tell, and this is going to be so much better when she gets up here. You got to save the day, our friend. Oh, we're both hermits, me and you, Hank. Maybe so. Maybe we have something in common in that way. Would you describe yourself as a hermit?
Yep.
Me too, but I'm trying really hard to get out of that archetype because I've been in it for too long. That's why I'm forcing myself to do these streams, these streamy weemies.
I don't think it's helping.
Can we talk? I'm just sorting my inputs. What do you mean? Yeah, we can talk. What are you talking about, J-Sauce?
You had the floor up, J-Sauce. Come on.
Yeah, you have the floor. We need you here. My energy is dwindling down super quickly because I am pretty sleepy, and I might
I'll give you a boost, man. Lost again. Ah! Okay, this would be enough to keep. That's really enough to stall till J-Sauce gets here to save the day. But come,
you gotta do better than that. I couldn't hear you. I need the sound. What does that mean? Are we not even like live right now?
Let me check.
All right, is our audio not?
We're
not
live.
working? She couldn't hear us. What does that mean?
We're live.
Hold on. Let me try to understand what's being said. We couldn't hear you. I need the sound. Okay. Can you guys talk? I'm so confused. But are you even here? Or did you try the StreamYard link? I'm lost. Rookie mistake.
Yeah, I don't understand either.
Oh. And if we have to do it privately, we can, and then we can share it as a video later. How do you feel about that, Jack?
That works too.
You do you.
Let us know, J-Sauce, because the energy is dwindling here on the panel. We are sleepy. Would Jack rather have huge financial struggle with great influence or huge amounts of wealth with no influence?
Well, I already have huge financial struggle with no influence. So I'd rather have great influence for sure. I can deal with the financial struggle. I don't really care about the wealth. I've never experienced true wealth, so it's not familiar to me anyway.
So what would you say is that true wealth, Hank?
But I've been in a position with huge great influence without the wealth. I want to try it the other way, the wealth without the influence. If I could do my thing and not have to fight all these stupid battles that are kind of irrelevant in the crazy.
Hey, there we go. All right. Everybody, welcome to the stage, and I ask you all to be very grateful to have her here. Can you hear us? Are you able to hear us, J-Sauce? She's in New Zealand.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
We can. Welcome.
Yes.
All right. Well, so you want me to do the screen sharing and then you do the reading?
Oh no, I'm getting an echo.
What does that mean? Oh, echo. Okay. Do you have both tabs open?
Oh.
Do you have us open in the YouTube too?
Oh, I do have you open on YouTube. Yeah, sorry, I'll just close one.
Yeah, I'm muted.
Yes, I'll close YouTube. Hang on.
All right, that works.
Okay. Sorry, I'm not very technically savvy.
It's okay,
so
dude. You're better than us. We get it.
I'm hardly better. No, definitely not.
Wait, hold on. You know what we need right now? Just in the meantime, we got to get this. This is what I have this for.
Music.
Energy streams. To take a moment to talk to Jay Sauce. To hear about Jack Talcott. Stay
Everyone can
tuned.
see and hear you. I've never been in this little
StreamYard?
Yeah, I've never been here before. Ever. What, Betty? Hang on, I've just got to let my dog outside. Hold on.
It's going to be worth the wait, guys. I promise you that. She gave me some insights as to, this is a fascinating thing where she talked about how I should be not focused of what I'm eating as much as to how and what environment I'm eating. Because that is something that is important to me in a way. And I was like, oh, interesting. So I should eat in silence. And I never would have ever thought of this. This is new insights here on Jack Talcott Radio. I don't think I deserved that big a laugh, but
Sorry. That was very funny. Is Jack still here or?
yeah, he's still here.
Yes,
Oh,
ma'am.
okay. Right. I see. Okay. You're all just very quiet.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
just standing at the floor.
Oh, yeah. I'm not. I haven't got a PowerPoint presentation organized. So,
Well, you
You'll
can
have
still
to,
give us. You can give us whatever you got.
yeah.
Right,
Well, okay. Well, do you want to say look at Jack's chart? Are you interested in doing that?
Yes, I do. I can pull it up real quick. Hold on
So,
one
if
second.
Landry, you can pull up
Please.
that image that I sent you in Telegram, Jack's chart,
Yes.
and I'll
Yes.
talk you through it, basically. Now, Jack, you and I share an incarnation cross. That means that we were born when the sun was in gate 33. So you and I both have our personality sun in gate 33, our personality earth in gate 19, our design sun is in gate 24, and our design earth is in gate 44. And if you bring up that image, Landry, I can show you where that correlates. So it
I
means
have it
that
up, yes.
we have the same incarnation cross. We also have it in the same lines in the personality side, but yours is slightly different than mine in the design side. Basically, it means that we sort of share a birthday, even though you're on the 31st. I'm on the 1st of August. And a few years later.
Okay.
That's very small, Landry. Can you make it bigger?
I can try. 1 second.
Let's try Control Plus. Control Plus usually works in browser-like applications.
That's the best I can do.
Really? Oh, that's terrible. Why don't you like download the image and then you can bring it up on your desktop rather than in the Telegram?
Okay.
Because that's the that I did ask you yesterday. I was like, put these in a file in a folder on your desktop because then they'd be easier to open.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Mm.
Yeah, okay, we got it right here. Okay. Hang tight. Here on the radio hour with Jay Sauce. First appearance on StreamYard. How is New Zealand today? Sorry, my image is loading.
It's sunny. There's not a cloud in the sky. It's very still, but it's cold because it's winter, obviously.
Okay, so let me know if this is.
And the sun sets right to left.
Don't tell that to some people. They might not agree.
But the pancake planeteers will get triggered.
Yeah,
Is it better now?
the pizza world believers might get a bit triggered. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good. We might need to scroll down a little bit, but that's good. Okay, so Jack, do you see on the difference between human design and astrology? Essentially, is that you have two calculations. So on the right-hand side, you've got the personality up there, and that information is all in black. And then on the left-hand side, you've got the design information, and that personality is in the red. So each of those gates are, that's whether, say, if you look at the top right-hand corner, it says 33.1.6.2.5. Now, we won't
33.
worry about those. We won't worry about that 6, 2, and 5. We're just going to look at the 33.1. Okay. That was what I was meaning. So the sun is in gate 33, and there's 64 gates in the Chinese I Ching, and each of them correspond to like a zodiac position in the mandala. And so as we move through space, that's how we're imprinted, let's say, from the neutrino ocean. And the personality is your natal information. So that's like your the day that you were born. And then the design information is 88 degrees before the day you were born. So those calculations come from like the 1st of May sort of examples, when you were in utero. So that's your biological or genetic information. So you're not going to be so aware of the red. That's something that we say is like unconscious, but that's the body, the life, and the black is the personality, the who you think you are kind of thing. So we relate more to these gates on the right-hand side than we would to, say, the red. Now, if you have a look, it's we've basically got these centers. So you've got like at the top, there's a head center, and then an ajna, and then a throat, and then a G center, and then there's the heart center, which is the little red one on the right, and then solar plexus, spleen, sacral, and the root center. So those are like chakras from the Hindu Brahmin chakra system, but they're not, we don't have 7, right? You'll notice we've got 9. It's because we're evolving. And so the 7 center chakra system, so the whole idea of like kundalini and everything coming up from the root and going up to the head center, that's kind of a bit outdated in human design world. We are 9-centered beings, but we still live in a very 7-centered world, so to speak. This is like how energy moves around your body. So where you're colored in, here is what is consistent and reliable in you. And where you're white is where you're receptive. So it's where we get the most conditioning from the world around us and from other people. And each of these open centers, like this open head here, and this open ajna, and this open G center that you have, they have not self themes, and they tend to drive us. We adopt strategies from our openness, and we think that that's who we are, but it's not. What we are is our definition, our what's colored in. Are you following along so far?
I think so. It's fascinating.
There's also, Jack, if you wanted to any certain areas that you have that are in mind that might be of more, because this is so big, you can never do it in one day, but if there's anything that you would want any certain guidance on.
Oh, that sounds like a challenge.
It's no challenge. Yeah, it is. This stuff is very deep, and it goes, like, as you can see, all these numbers and like everything. I look at this and I can read it now, but that took me probably at least 6 or 7 months to be even able to understand the very basics. So, it's layered, let's say, very, very layered. And it's not trying to tell you who you are. It's more like this is the potential, or this is what feels right. This is what you will be feeling right. And how, if you operate, say, according to your own design and you live your design, you'll meet less resistance in the world. And obviously everybody's different. Everybody isn't 2 charts that are the same. Because that just goes so like down to these numbers on the side, color, tone, base it's so quick that it's not like everybody that's born at the same time has the same chart. Well, they kind of do, but there will be variations, which is what makes it cool. I'm just thinking I'll send Landry another little thing that I put together so he can bring that up. Yeah, so your incarnation cross, Jack, is called a right angle cross of the 4 ways. And something that's quite special about that incarnation cross is that all the gates, and they're the only gates in the I Ching that are specifically about direction, about movement. They're all, about changing ways. So we've got 33. We'll start with 33. That is the gate of retreat, the gate of privacy. And in line 1, it's called avoidance. And you have it in the exaltation. That's that little black arrow that's pointing upwards at the top. So do I, actually. And it's about retreating when you're in a weak position to regain your strength. So gate 33 is connected to memories, to reflection of the past, and it's there to share. And as you can see, let's see where it correlates. So that gate, if we look down where it is in the body graph, it's in the throat. Do you see? Maybe Landry can show on the mouse where it is. Gate 33 in the throat. Do you see? Doop, 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 right there. Yeah. So it's a throat gate. So it's here to express. That's because everything in the body graph is leading towards the throat. The ajna at the top, that's mental pressure. So having an open ajna, an open head center, which is that one at the very top there, an open head, you will feel mental pressure to answer everybody's questions. Okay? That's the open center of an open head. That's what happens. You want to answer everybody's questions. But the reality is that you're not here to answer everybody else's questions. You're here to have an open head and to see all the variations or experience all the different types of mental pressure that there can be. There's not meant to be any consistency or reliability to how inspiration and thoughts and ideas come into you. So as soon as you try, so the gates in the head center, we've got 63, 61, and 64. 63 is the gate of doubt, and 61 is the gate of inner truth, and 64 is the gate of confusion. So as you can see, all these gates are about confusion or doubt or thinking through things. It's all about mental pressure. And then it comes through, energy comes through that head center and goes into the ajna, which is the next one down. Now you have an activation there, 24, which is your design sun. And 24 is called return. And what 24 does is it plays mental stories over and over and over and over.
Yep.
Going over and over and over the same shit all the time. And then eventually you get a realization, but only after time. But that gate, it's the other side is inner truth. So the harmonic gate to the 24 is inner truth, 61, which is kind of the black magic or it's inner truth, and that's in the individual stream. So there's all these different streams, all these channels and these gates. They're in like either individual, collective, tribal streams. So how they work is kind of within those themes. So 61 and 24 is very individual. So your 24 returning over and thinking over things is unique to you. It's not really for anybody else. It's individual. It's your machinations, so to speak. Right? And then we get, so there's nothing up here that's really open. So even the ajna center, which is the next one down, that's like our central processing unit. That's our brain. That's here to calculate and measure. And all the gates in there are all about sort of putting inspiration into some kind of context. So 47 is what's 47? I forget what that gate is. 4 is called youthful folly, and 17 is the gate of opinions. That's called following. 11 is peace or ideas. 43 is called insight. And 43, that's all down the individual. We've got 11, that's abstract. So it's all about stories and abstract concepts and sort of, basically, 56 here on the other side of 11, that's called the storyteller. So the ideas that come in, they get, if you've got this channel, then you're obviously, you'd have lots of ideas and tell stories and things like that. You'd often have that kind of thing, whereas on the other side it's all logical. So 17 is opinions, and then 62 is details to back up those opinions. So that's sort of how it works with the mental pressure. And then if we go to the other end of the thing, you can't quite see the root center in this picture because you need to scroll up a little bit, Landry, if you could. And the root center is the other pressure center, and that's like adrenalized pressure. So you get, root energy pressure from, and that's the energy to do. And so that's a pressure system as well. And yours is defined, so it means it's consistent and reliable for you. Different than your open head. So you would probably get a little bit caught up in the open head, open ajna, trying to answer everybody else's questions, trying to convince everyone that you're certain, that kind of thing. But you're not here to be certain, and you're not here to answer everybody else's questions. That's just how it is according to your design. But you've got a lot going on down here. Energy to move. You've got this wonderful channel here, the 952, which is what we call a format energy channel. It's very powerful and strong because the sacral center, which is the red box that's above the root, that center is the sacral center. So that's life force energy. That's the most powerful motor in the body graph, and that's what makes you a generator. So the generators all have, and manifesting generators, that's just another type of generator, by the way, just to clarify. This motor is what gives you life force energy. And all these gates around here are all about creation and life and availability and energy to do, energy to work, energy to... and it works like a generator. It just hums along like an engine. And so that makes you an energy type. There's 4 other motors. So there's 4 motors in total. So the sacral is a motor. The root is a motor. The solar plexus, which is the one on the right here, where you've got gate 30 activated and you've got that channel 4130. And that is the solar plexus, and that is the emotional awareness center, but it is also a motor. And in human design, that is an emerging awareness center. So it's not fully at its capacity yet. It's not completely evolved. So we're still at a stage when that is coming into its new form, let's say, in our evolutionary journey. The other motor is the heart center, which is the little red triangle that's up here that you have a couple of activations in. You've got 21, which is and you've got the whole channel there, 2145, which is very tribal. It's called the material, the money line, the gate of the materialist. And then gate 40, which is the gate of deliverance, aloneness. And then over here, you've got the 3457. So just thinking about, like, when I look at your chart here, you've actually only got one conscious channel, because that's black. Remember, the black is a conscious, and that's the 3457. It joins from the sacral center to the spleen, which is another awareness center. That's more intuition, or, alerts us to danger, that kind of thing. And so the 3457, I'm just going to look up what that channel is. And that will be the one channel that you have, Jack, that you probably relate to the most, because all the other ones are red. So it's more unconscious. It's more, get out of here.
I don't think that's
Not you. Sorry, there's somebody
Oh,
restreaming us
okay,
right now, and I wanted to tell
Oh,
them
I
that I
see.
see them.
Okay.
They're just silently restreaming
Oh, I see.
you.
Okay. Oh, that's not very nice. I'm just going to bring that up so that I can read you what that channel is about.
It's
Jack.
just free advertising. Take it where you can get it.
Oh, well, yeah, that's all good for you, but yeah. Okay, so gates and channels. So the 3457, it's the channel of power, the design of an archetype. So this will probably be the one that you relate to and feel more than the other ones. This channel is about intuitive intelligence being empowered. Gate 34's sacral power gives your Gate 57's splenic intuition the energy to establish security and certainty in the present moment. This combination provides you with a strong awareness in the now that fortifies your survivalist instincts encoded deep within your genes. You are decisive about what you should do in every moment as long as you pay attention to your sacral response. Your aura has the ability to empower people around you with an open spleen center and makes them feel secure. So people with an open spleen, that on the one on the left, people with that open, they would feel more secure in your aura. Many people feel insecure regarding what to do in certain social settings or even emergency situations. This channel, with its strong survivalist empowerment, always knowing what needs to be done in the now. Because Gate 34's life force flowing into your splenic center, you may have a strong immune system. It's important for you to trust your instincts, follow your strategy and authority in every moment, and never let your mind get in the way with its rationalizing or questioning, or rationalizing and questioning that response. So basically what it's saying in that thing is that you will get information, like decision-making information from your body about what to do, and you shouldn't let it go up to your, like, don't let your mind make decisions. Your open head and ajna is not here to make decisions for you. All your decisions lie in your body. And when you tune in to the that power or that energy, and you learn to recognize how that's working in you, then it just, I don't know, there's something that magical that happens. Also, I'll just mention that with Jack, he has the solar plexus defined through the 4130 channel here. So that makes you have emotional authority. Now, Landry's chart is quite similar to yours, Jack. It's the same, got the same definition, but you've got very different channels and things like that. So there's a huge amount of difference to it. But your it's the same. And so both you and Landry have emotional authority. So what that means is that you'll get a sacral response in the moment. The sacral response works that's the strategy. It's to respond. A generator's strategy is to respond. And so what happens is that when something's presented to you, because life comes to you, because you're a generator, you've got this big, open and enveloping, powerful aura, and people are attracted to that because it feels like a bear hug, feels lovely to be in the aura of a generator. It's very powerful aura. We all want that life force energy, especially non-energy types like me, like Paul, for example, who don't have motors and energy down here in our bodies. We're designed differently. So it feels nice to be in your presence. But the sacral response, people that don't have the solar plexus, which is the one on the right over here, the 30, 36, 66, that center, people that don't have that center defined, they would respond in the moment from the sacral. The sacral would give them a uh-huh or a yep or a no, a yes, no. You know, do you want to do this? Do you want to come for a walk? Yeah, nah. Yes. Oh, yeah, that sounds good. You know, you sort of know you'll light up, your energy will rise in you and you'll want to move towards something. That's the sacral responding. It's saying, yes, I have the energy to complete this. But because you've got the solar plexus defined, it means that you're more emotional. That's because you've got the 4130, that channel defined, which is the channel of emoting. It's all about feelings. So adrenalized, emotional energy. And when you've got the emotional system defined, it means that your strategy your authority has to wait. So you need to wait for emotional clarity before you make decisions. So you might get a response in the moment. Oh, yes, that feels good. I might do that. But you might go, oh, actually, I might just sleep on it, see how I feel tomorrow, especially with big decisions like, who to love, where to live, what job to do, that kind of thing, like commitments. Just always give yourself time to wait, because it's very easy when we're emotional, because I'm emotional too, so is Landry. It's very, very easy to be excited about something in the moment and then later go, oh, fuck, why did I say yes to that? I don't really want that. And suddenly all the other, we get kind of, I don't know, we get blurred by our feeling in the moment, like how we feel now. And everyone can tell you, because this emotional system works in waves. So it's just constantly surfing on a wave, and the wave is up or down. And it's not about why we're feeling up or down. We just are. You can mentalize why you might feel happy or melancholic or whatever on a certain morning, but sometimes you just wake up and you're just low on your wave. There's no reason why. It's just that you are. Maybe it's the transit, maybe it's something else. Who cares? It doesn't matter. But as soon as we start to make a mental story about why we feel the way we feel, we're moving away from being able to just let it do its thing, gather what we can from that energy passing through us. So with emotional authority, it's always, there is no truth in the now ever. So however you're feeling about something in the moment, it's never the full picture. So that's why when we're emotional beings, we always wait. We always wait for emotional clarity. And that might take, a day, it might take a few hours, it might take a week, it might take 2 months, it might take a year, depending on what the subject is, what it is that you're waiting for clarity about. But often you'll find that when you feel a sense of calm about something, or there's just no sort of pressure or excitement or, concern or worry about a decision, that's when you've reached emotional clarity. And that's the time to act on it, when there's a calm or what's right for you. You've kind of let it go through your wave, so you're not just acting on impulse. I'm just wondering what else I should cover. That's a sort of basic layout. So I'll just mention, so we've got 3 awareness centers, okay? If you could scroll up a little bit, Landry, that would be helpful. So the awareness centers that we have are the ajna, which is the one that's second down, below the head center. So that's the head center is the pressure center. The ajna is the brain. Then if we go straight down these lines to the left and the right, those are the 2 awareness centers. So we've got 1, 2, 3 awareness centers, and they all work quite differently. And then the motors are 1, 2, 3, 4 down the bottom. This one in the middle, the G center, that's kind of special, because that's where the magnetic monopole sits. And what that's doing is, that's the G center. So that's like our identity or our direction in life. And that holds these 2 sets of information together in the illusion of our separateness. So I suppose you could take that as that, we're all one. We are all one in the world. But in reality, we're here to have a unique experience in this realm. So that center is where the magnetic monopole sits, holding these 2 crystals of consciousness together in the illusion of separateness, which is the Maya, the world, the reality that which we live. And that's kind of, I suppose, a good spot to sort of leave it for now. If you've got any questions, there's always more that I can add, but I don't want to ramble on for hours and bore you all to death, and bore your audience to death.
I love it.
It's nap time in Dallas.
Feeling that. That reading, thank you very much. many of the traits that you identified, it took me a while, but I found those on my own, about learning to trust the inner feelings, the inner guidance,
Mm-hmm.
and that observation of I'm not here to answer the questions. I'm going to consider that a little more later,
Yeah.
because that's been a hang up for me.
Yeah, definitely. It always will. I've got an open head in Ajna as well, so I totally relate. Mine's very busy. I've got a lot of activations in mine, so I've always got questions and things ruminating around my brain. But it's quite liberating to say, oh, I'm actually not here for that. I'm actually not here to feel that I need to answer people's questions or convince everyone that I know things, because, you know, once you know something, then you sort of shut off from all the other possibilities.
Now, what about the idea, because that overactive mind, yes, it drove me insane. I was an alcoholic most of my life because I didn't know how to stop my mind. I escaped it. And so after I got sober and I started actually doing inner work, the idea occurred to me. I was given this mind for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And my life brought me to where I had a lot of time on my hand. So what's a guy with a lot of time on his hand and an overactive mind supposed to do? I figured I was supposed to sit around and think. And I have. I've been training my mind not to think about the worries and the problems. My mind it's still active, but it takes me to heavenly places constantly.
Yeah. Well,
all right. Thank you guys so much for coming out. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying a completely open head is a true gift. Like, it's, think of it more with like people with definition in their mind have a very consistent and reliable way in which they process and have inspiration. It's always the same. But when it's open, you get to experience the full spectrum of all of that. But if you are trying to make it make sense all the time, then you're kind of limiting the possibilities of what is there. It's meant to just flow through you rather than come up with a reason why or an answer. It's like, that's not, yeah. An open head is beautiful, but it can create a lot of pressure to want to know. I have to know. I need to know the answer now. Yeah. So it's very liberating to just realize that I'm not supposed to know, you know, or what I know today might be different tomorrow, and that's perfect. That's what it is.
That's the conclusion I landed on.
Yeah.
Is that I know enough today for what I need, and tomorrow or the future, I'll know different things.
It's always changing.
It is.
Yeah. So I'm happy to come back another time and go into some more details with you if you like.
Thank you so much.
You'll find Paul's chart and your chart together most amusing. It's quite hilarious, actually.
Can you briefly explain that?
Well, say when you and Paul come together, you create another chart. Do you know what I mean? Like, so your openness is affected by his definition and vice versa. So you create these channels together, like you might have one gate and he might have a gate, and together you create a channel. So that would become an electromagnetic. And then he might have a gate and a channel, or he might have a channel and you might just have one gate. So therefore he would dominate you. And then there's compromises where somebody's got, you might be completely open there, and that's the dominance. And then compromises is when you have half the energy but the other person has all of the energy, and so you're never going to win in that situation. They're always going to dominate, or you're always going to be compromised in that situation. But it's funny how, like I was just reading your composite before and some of the little struggles. It's just amusing to me. I suppose it's hard to articulate exactly why it's funny, but there's just some of the sort of, watching you guys kind of go at it with each other. And then seeing it in the chart form, it's just like, oh my god.
Yeah, you
So
know
obvious.
what's more funny when Paul goes with someone who has as much energy he does, like Illumitami or myself. Then it just goes all over the place.
That's the thing. Paul doesn't have any energy. He has no motors, and he is a non-energy projector with all of his definition in his head, ajna, and throat, and G. And so he doesn't actually have any energy. So what's happening is he's amplifying everybody else's energy when he's there. And like he's more of a motor. He's bigger and more energized because he's amplifying your natural, consistent, reliable energy, which, you know, when you live with it, it's not over the top. But because he has all this openness, he literally amplifies it all when he's in your presence. So, yeah. He's probably going to get burnout at some point in his life if he thinks that he has to keep up with generators, because we just can't. I'm a projector too. Paul's a projector. He's not here to work and to build and to do all of that. He's here to guide. That's his role.
All right, well, thank you guys. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I do have to press. I got to be with the family for a second. I'm sorry.
We're all good.
Thank you guys. Thank you everyone for coming out. Any last words, anyone?
No.
Yeah. I would like to find out my chart. If I didn't give you enough information,
I'll send it to you, Hank.
Yeah.
Yes, Hank, send it to me on Telegram, and I can bring it up for you and send you the bits.
We'll make it happen. All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks
for having
Landry.
me.
Thank you, Jay Sauce. Sincerely.